Morning guys, hope everyone's having a nice weekend. Thanks to everyone who's joining in. Earlier in the week I shared about a better life for Livy, and I'm actually going to share that again, those details on my story after the live. It's just a really important cause, and I'm sure any donations they would just be so grateful. So anyway, on to the illustration. Today I'm going to be illustrating, so hope you can see that. Morning to everyone. I'm going to be illustrating the fox, and I'm going to do that one first, and then I'm going to move on to the squirrel. So make sure to let me know where everyone's saying hello from, because I love seeing where everyone's saying hello from. Hi Tana in Cork. And I'm going to switch the view so that everyone can see each step. So just bear with me 1 second. And again, if there's any issues, switch that around now. If there's any issues with the view, just let me know and I can try and fix that. Okay, perfect. So just give everyone a second to join up and get their pencils ready. Move this paint out of the way and I'll move it up. Okay. So for the fox. Hi to Chloe Bell in Step Aside and Sive in Kilcool, and hi to Abigail in Dublin, and hi in Donegal, and Cara and her mum Maeve. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna start with just giving a sketchy line where the fox is going to be standing. Okay, and then I'm going to start with the fox's body. Okay, so it's going to start with a diagonal line. Now, like always, I just do them quite faint and messy initially. Hi to Ava. Hi to Maya in Sligo. Start with them quite messy initially, just until it kind of forms the line that I'm happy with. So I'm doing a diagonal line here and a diagonal line here, just for anyone who's just joining in now. Hi to Ilak in London. And I'm going to do a line straight down halfway between those diagonal lines. And actually I've already started a little bit, but then it's like the other legs I would have drawn in other classes. I'm just going to join them with a curved line. And when everyone's catching up to that, hi to Ollie and Meath, I'm just going to define these lines. So it's 2 diagonal lines, 1 straight down the middle, and then join them curved at the bottom. Now I'm going to start another diagonal line going in the same direction but coming up a little bit higher. I'm just going to bring it down here. So keeping it in the same direction, using this line as a guide to come down. You're coming down almost as far but not quite. Starting messy, so I hope everyone can see that. And then do another one. Down here, the exact same thing, almost down to the ground, but not quite. Hi to Holly and Lauren in guitar. Okay, so I'm going to do a curved line for these two to join them up. And I'll bring it up to a little bit higher than these lines. I'll bring this one here too. And then I'm just going to draw just a little bit of a straight line, just to show that the back legs are standing a little bit further back. Okay, so that's the body initially. Now I'm doing this lightly first just to get the shape of the fox's head. So it's like an oval shape. Just doing quite messy and light until I get to the feel of where I want to actually bring it up a little bit higher. And then I'm going to bring that into a point down here. So it's almost like, let's say, the bottom of a heart shape. And bring it up here. So I'm not defining them yet because I'm just going to get the shape of everything just right. And I'll join them up here. I can join those diagonal lines up to here. So if everyone's that far along. Oh, and yeah, I will be leaving it up for 24 hours and I'll be putting it on YouTube later. And hi to Connor and Mary. So if you've that step done, I'm just going to do slightly a line here because I still have to put the ears in. And they're just 2 triangles. Hi to Sophie. And hi to Molly and Meath. Okay, so now that I'm happy with the shape on the outside now, so I'm going to define this triangle right down. And the line for the top of his head, I'm actually going to bring it in a little bit further than the edge of the triangle, just slightly. And up here. And I'll bring this in a little bit as well. Go around that curve. Go into the heart shape, the bottom. Go up here. Now actually it's like doing the top of the heart. So first of all I'll put in his nose down at the bottom of the heart here. More of an oval really than a circle actually. So hi to Ava and Kira and Amy and Luke Collins and Galway. Super, and Kayla and Evie and Claire. Can't wait to see everyone's pictures. So now I'm going to bring a line from this circle. I'm going to bring it curved and join it here. I'm going to do the exact same. So I'll try do a light line here so it'll guide me to keep things symmetrical. Hi to Kira and Anne Lacey. Okay, so the next thing is just its eyes. Actually, I'm going to make that a little bit lower. I'm going to bring it not far up. I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to bring it, try to keep it level. And over here. Okay, so the last thing actually I just forgot one thing. I'm going to make a smaller triangle within the ear. So using that as a guide, just bring it in a little bit. Bring it down this side. And then join it up. So it's just like the inside part of his ear. Do the exact same on this side. Okay, so the last bit before we start painting, I'm going to move on to the fox's tail. It's a lovely big tail. So just straighten that up again. And I'm going to bring it I'm going to start at the front of the tail before I actually join it up. So I'll come out to about here. I'm going to do kind of slanted line like this. Okay. I'm going to join up here. I'm going to curve it around. And I'm going to continue this line all the way back around here. And I'm going to draw a little line here because the tip of it's white. So I'll just remind me when I'm painting. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to move on to painting the fox, or if you want, whichever colours you have. So I'm just going to mix some. Got a paintbrush. I'm going to mix a light orange. So I'm just using some yellow and red. I'm using watercolours, but any colours will work. Just making a nice, just making sure I make lots so I can have enough paint to paint the whole box. So when you have your orange colour ready, just going to start painting its body. Yeah, this part's going to be white, so I'm just being careful not to get any of the orange paint above that line. Hi to Emily. Hi to Anne from Limerick. So colouring all his face around here. I'm just going around that line because I'm going to leave that white. I'll be putting some shading on it after, but I'll leave the main colour white. Also leaving a triangle in the middle white. Hi to Robin and Castlemock. So now I'm going to start painting the tail. I'm going to leave the tip white as well. Hi to Juliet and James in Ballingarry, Limerick. And hi to Lucy in Sandyford. Okay, perfect. Hi to Ornia in Dublin and Kevin in Limerick. Brilliant, can't wait to see your pictures. So the next thing, there's not actually much colour on the fox, so I can actually go, I'm going to go straight to the cheeks before I start shading. So I'm just making a peachy colour paint. I'm going to use some yellow, red and white paint just till I get the right shade. And I'm going to put the two cheeks on this animal right there and here and let them dry in. Now I'm going to use my black paint and use a little bit of water to make it lighter, so it's actually really going to be like a light grey. And I'm going to start the shadow. So I'm going to imagine the sunlight coming from here, so all the shadow will be on the opposite side. So the opposite side of each leg, and I'll bring it down kind of to the bottom. I'll curve that round, that shadow as well. Perfect. So this side of the ear, side here, side of the ear. Hi to Patrick in Kildare and Stella in Dublin. And then I'm gonna do this side of his face. No. The peachy paint did not dry yet, so mine will run a little bit. But if you have colouring pencils, you won't have that, so I'll just try to go around it for now. Because I just don't really have time to let it dry. And I'm going to do the bottom of the tail. So I'm going to bring it right around that curve here. And I'm going to do a little bit in here as well. And I'll do a little bit of the background here. And then a little bit here, and just kind of create a shadow that the fox would be creating. So now I'm just going to make my paint a bit darker, so less water, so it's a darker grey. Hi to Ronan in Wexford, and hi to Alvin Mayo. So the next thing, I'm going to get the darker paint, and I'm going to, wherever I've put the shadow earlier, I'm just going to go and do the edges of that with a little of this paint. Give it a little bit of a shadow, an extra pop. Hi to Lucy and Robin and Dylan and Cara in England. I'm also going to use that darker paint. Not to do the whole shadow on the ground, but just in the middle, closest to the fox. And then I'm going to do a little bit on his tail. I won't even go the whole way around, just a little bit, and then back here. Now I'm going to get some dark black paint. I'm just going to do the finishing touches. So he's going to have a really black nose, and his eye here, and an eye here. Hopefully this paint has dried and it won't run too much. I know the cheek has run a little bit. Hopefully you'll have more time to let it dry. Okay, so that's the fox. I'm going to move on to the squirrel now. So if you have a new piece of paper, I'll just let that dry. And if everyone wants to get their paper, we'll start the squirrel. No, perfect. So if you get your pencil again, hi to everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying today. Can't wait to see your pictures. Okay, so I'm gonna start a line here where the squirrel is going to be standing. Okay, so the squirrel is kind of a different shape than the fox. So I'm going to do a few steps. First of all, I'm just going to do a circle lightly up there. So if everyone's that step, and then I'm not going to do any of these lines too dark because not all of them will need to be defined. So I'm bringing a curved line here and the exact same one back here. Okay, and then I'm going to do 2 semicircles at the front for its feet. And to try and keep them even, I try and keep an eye by how much space I'm giving each side. It gives me kind of balance to make sure his feet are not rearing to each side. Okay, so the next thing then is, it's like a love heart again for his big cheeks. So I'm going to bring a line up here and like a love heart the other way. Keeping everything still really light at the moment, especially because the squirrel will be holding an acorn. I don't define anything yet because there's a few bits that will be blocked out. So I've done the big circle for his cheeks, Let's bring them around here. So big love heart. Okay, so then I'm going to put some like leaves. They won't be as pointy as the fox, more like softer and smaller triangles. Just try and keep them even too. Okay, so just to let everyone catch up, do a circle first, then these two curved lines, 2 semicircles for the feet here, and then a love heart, but with no point, but a love heart at the top, and it's quite rounded here, and then 2 triangles. The next thing I'm going to do is just put in, before I put any detail, I'm going to put in where the acorn is. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to put in the squirrel's paws holding it. And actually, if you just do like, it's like a 6, but don't join it. Okay, so it's like the backward 6. This one side is like a 6 and the other one's like a backward 6. But don't join it to the other line. Okay. Now I'm almost ready to start defining the lines. So I'm going to do his nose right, a small little oval nose right in the middle of the of the heart. And 2 eyes right over the cheeks. Hi to Thomas, James and Lara in England. Super. So, and then I'm going to do a little bit more detail to this. So this is going to come a little bit further out. And then up here. And then I'm going to come in slightly from this line to show that it's thicker here and bring it around here. I'll just curve that around here. So now I can start defining the lines because I know which ones can be seen. Okay, so I'm going to start with the feet. Nothing was affecting how much you can see the feet, so I'm just going to define that. And then I'm going to do this curved line up as far as the squirrel's paw. This one down here. And I'm also going to put 2 lines up here. Just because that's the way I'll be painting it. So hi to Sophia and hi to Dowd in France, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and hi to Maeve and Chevelle. Hope you're enjoying it. So now I'm going to define the cheeks and I can bring it right round to wherever it stops. Here, and then actually define paws and these lines here. I'm going to define its head from here, across the top, around the sides. And then come a little bit out. So it's ear here. And the same thing on this side. Okay, so just like the fox, I'm going to do like a smaller triangle inside that triangle. Same on both sides. Hi to Quiva and hi to Kitty O'Brien in Limerick and hi to Zara. And bonjour to Vanessa. Okay, so now most of the tail is paint, but I'm just going to give myself a guide. So it's coming from the back here. I'm going to do it really lightly. I'm just going to do a circle as if it's curving round up here. So hopefully you can see that. And then I'm just going to do some messy lines to show me at the outline how far I want to bring the paint strokes. So I'm giving quite a big tail. And now we're ready to colour our paint. So I'm going to mix up like an orangey brown. So if you have any kind of brown or orange or red colour, or if you want to make your squirrel a grey squirrel, you could do that either. I'll just get one. So just make sure I have enough paint when I mix it up so I can keep it all the same colour. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start with his feet. I have a bit too much paint in my paintbrush there. Start on his feet. I'm going to leave this part white. So that line that joins up. I just paint each section because to save me from making mistakes between colours. Hi to Nicola. So I'm just going to paint to this side. So like the fox, I'm going to leave this heart area, I'm just going to leave it white. The rest here. Brown his ear. I'll leave the middle part of his ear. Okay, so I'm going to use that same colour and I'm going to move on to the tail. So let's get a bit more mixed up. And for anyone who watched the line tutorial, it's a bit like the lion's mane. So it's a lot of small brush strokes. I'm going to start with, be careful not to have too much paint on my paintbrush that doesn't leak in. So just messy lines, but being conscious to keep them kind of in the direction of the way we drew the tail. So kind of going up from here. Hi to Catalina and Nisha in London. Here. So fill all these gaps. The more time you have with this, the better to fill up. Okay. I'm just going to give myself a guide where the tail will be so I can fill it up. So small quick strokes. So I usually do the tail. And just build it up. So I'm still using the same colour. I'm going to switch colours. I'm going to try use about 3 different colours just to give it lots of dimension. So just fill up the messy lines. So I'd noticed this was a bit bare, so I might do a few more. And actually, if you leave your paintbrush get a bit dry, I find I can make a nice effect for hair or fur. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next colour. I'm going to get like an orangey colour, so I'm going to mix up a little bit of orange. I can use the colour I used for the fox. That orangey colour. Just as I was saying, I'm going to leave my paintbrush a bit dry just to get that effect. Go all the way down the tail. Both sides. So you want each colour to get wherever you've done the tail. Oh, sorry, my page moving down there. I'll change the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to get just a red. Red. Mix it up. I'm just going to mix it up with a little bit of water. And do the same thing again. Going all along the tail. The more time and the more colours you can use the tail, the better it turns out in the end. So I would use any shades of red or any shades of yellow or any shades of brown that you have, and they'll all add something. So now I'm just going to go in and start shading. Oh, actually, I'm going to get a tannish colour, like a yellowy tannish colour. I'm going to paint this. So I'm going to make it like a lighter shade or a different shade than the squirrel because I want it to stand out. It will kind of blend in if I left it all the same. Let's colour that in. So now if you want to get, if you're using a pencil to shade or if you're using like a light grey crayon or a light grey paint, I'll start the shading. So it's the same process each time. Imagine the light coming from this way. And bring it, I need a bit more water because it's a little bit darker than what I wanted initially. this side of the cheek. So I don't bring any straight lines in, I kind of go with the curve. And I'll do the ear, this side of the ear, and here, and then this side of the head. And I'm going to do it with everything in the picture that you feel maybe there will be a shadow. And right here. Just going to clean my brush off and get some more light grey, because sometimes it can get messy if the brown paint messes in or something like that. So if I want to shade a white part, I want to make sure I just have grey. Okay. And then where he's standing. Right, now I'm just going to get a slightly darker version and go just to define the shadows even a bit more. A bit too dark. So not all the way to the edge, just a little bit. Define the places where I've already put a shadow. So I'll bring it the same shape, but I just won't go the whole way in. Okay, so I'm actually going to even use just a little bit of that and just do a few lines. Just a couple on this side, because the hairs in the tail will be creating a slight bit of shadow as well. So I'm just going to get some peachy paint for the cheeks. Put one here. Just going to make it, actually put a bit of pink in that and make it a bit more pinky. And then one over here. And I'm going to get some dark black paint. Just for his eyes and his nose. Two ovals. Do the nose. Here. And here. So that's the two illustrations done. So I'll just switch back over. Oh. Hi, so hope everyone enjoyed today's illustration class, and I'd love to see your pictures of your squirrels and your foxes, and have a lovely weekend. Thanks so much for everyone who's joined in.